During the 2008 writer's strike, in hopes of preventing a work stoppage, Joss Whedon personally funded and worked closely with his family on a new project. The result was a 3-part musical made for an internet release. Now, 2008 was the Wild West of the internet, and releasing a project in such a way was never seen before. But Joss had a plan that he intended to execute. Did he succeed in creating a cult classic? I'm James Hawkinjoss, and this is The Rewind.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Hey guys, this is Jimmy, and you're listening to The Rewind, presented by House of Havoc Podcast Network.
Your scientists are so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they just have to think, shut.
Never tell me the odds.
The Rewind.
The Rewind.
The Rewind.
It's showtime.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of House of Havoc presents The Rewind. As always, to my right, Mr. Gage Zangi.
Howdy.
Filling in for our usual producer, Miss Emily Short, we have our friend Matt Oro here.
Hi.
He said hi like as if he was mic'd, but the mic is next to him. He's still doing
Hey,
producer stuff.
everybody, how's it going? Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. First time, long time.
So, recording today from Bed-Stuy.
From the cause. The infamous cause. We've done a few podcasts here, none of them successful. Not one. Let's
Not
see if
one
this
is
one
launched,
breaks
but
the curse.
this one is going to be recorded here, and we're going to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. All right, baby.
So, today we are discussing Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog,
Yes.
which is not actually a movie, but we decided, fuck it, we're going to do it anyway. It's a 3-part web series.
I'd call it a short film.
It was originally released in 3 parts.
Yeah. But
And it was an internet release. It's technically an internet web series.
You looked all this up?
I did.
I saw
From
this
the end of the movie
fucking-
till now, I've been looking stuff up.
Do you even watch movies? You've been pulled into the experience.
I looked it up after the movie.
Nolan would shit in his pants.
I allowed myself to enjoy the movie. And then after the movie, there's been about an hour since the movie ended.
I thought you said during the movie.
No. Between the finish of the movie and now, I have looked all of this stuff up.
Okay, fair enough. Now, tell me about it. It was released as a 3-part.
Released as a
web
3-part
series.
internet series. Directed, of course, by Joss Whedon. Written by Joss, Zach, and Jed Whedon, as well as Marissa Taron. Look it up. It's Joss's sister-in-law.
I don't know why my brain was running through movies that we could possibly do for this. And-
Tancherowen.
Who?
Marissa Tancherowen. Tancheroen. I imagine it's either Zach or Jed's wife because she was listed as Joss's sister-in-law.
How did we get? I'm trying to think of what we were trying to figure out what movie to watch, and then my mind was just running through all the movies that I have over there, and I saw Cabin in the Woods, and I said, "Oh, Joss Whedon films," but I don't know the last time Jim saw that. Oh wait, Dr. Horrible. That's only 40 minutes. We could just watch that right now, and it's great because he's being canceled. And that was my whole
Trying to be canceled, right?
I mean, like, oh, okay, that's relevant.
We'll just get out ahead of it now. We don't condone Joss Whedon and everything that he's been alleged. We're gonna say it once. We're gonna do it once. We're gonna do it right, as the great Tim Dillon says. We're gonna get it out of the way now. We don't condone the allegations. We're just moving on with it.
Hey, sample this. If you actually rape somebody, I don't condone it.
He doesn't condone it.
Let me hear that from the aggregators. So, written and directed by Joss, and his brothers helped write. Music written by Joss and Jed. Jed was a composer, this is news to me.
Shit. What else did he compose?
Didn't look that up. Matthew. Produced
We'll get
away. Starring, obviously, Neil Patrick Harris, Nathan Fillion as Captain Hammer, Felicia Day as Penny, and Simon Helberg as Moist.
Okay. The Big Bang guy.
The Big Bang Theory guy. It was originally released on the internet in 3 separate acts. Actually, it won a couple of internet awards. I screenshotted it. Let me pull that up right now.
Did you forget what you were looking up?
Yeah, I had no idea what he asked me.
Jed Whedon is a film composer. He's Joss Whedon's brother. We're just trying to figure out anything else that he's composed.
Jed Whedon. Guy sounds like a nerd.
Was written during the 2007-2008 Writers Guild of America strike. Joss Whedon wanted to do something that was
quick it to the man.
No, he wanted to write something and make something that was quick and easy, but still professionally done. And
They
so
hit 2 of those.
Okay, fair enough. It won the People's Choice Award for Favorite Online Sensation and the 2009 Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation in Short Form. In the inaugural 2009 Streaming Awards for Web Television, Dr. Horrible won 7 awards. Audience Choice Award for Best Web Series, Best Directing for a Comedy Web Series, Best Writing for a Comedy Web Series, Best Male Actor in a Comedy Web Series for Neil Patrick Harris, obviously, Best Editing, Best Cinematography, and Best Original Music. Also won 2009 Creative Arts Emmy Award for Outstanding Special Class Short Format Live Action Entertainment Programs.
Were there any other web series out this year?
I couldn't tell you. This is definitely the very early days of internet, like independent releases.
I love this movie. I love the writing, and I love the directing, and I love the acting and the music, and even the editing to some extent. But I do not love the cinematography.
No, I mean it's almost like campy on purpose, though, right? It kind of feels that way.
On purpose, in the sense where they're like, we don't have a lot of money. Let's purposely not try to spend more than we have.
Well, we'll get to that right now. Joss Whedon funded the entire thing himself.
20 grand, 40 grand,
Way higher.
112,000,
200,000.
All right.
$200,000. Joss Whedon funded it. His plan making it was to release it via the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Partner up with a couple of companies, hopefully iTunes, and then if it's as big as he hopes, they'll do DVD sales and shit like that. Pretty much exactly how it went down. Released it originally on their own website, drhorriblesingalongblog.com, I believe was the website. Was originally where they released their first teaser trailer, and they released, powered with Hulu and iTunes, they released the 3 acts. I believe they came out July 15th, 2008, July 17th, 2008, July 19th, 2008. And then on the 20th, they pulled it as planned. Then on the 28th, it went up on Hulu, followed by a DVD release eventually. And they were picked up by Netflix in 2010, dropped by Netflix in 2014. They had a couple deals with Hulu. Couldn't find any numbers on what they actually made, but in 2015, Joss Whedon shook the airwaves of the internet by stating that he's made more money to date on Dr. Horrible than what Disney and Marvel paid him for the first Avengers film.
Whoa.
Give me your dish on that. That's a film that grossed $600 million worldwide.
I believe that a lot. I don't know. I don't really, like.
Couldn't get any solid numbers on what they've made, but that was all I could see.
Where did he lie?
I also couldn't see
where did he lie on the Marvels movies? Like, what was
I couldn't see what he made. I couldn't find what he made for Avengers, but for Age of Ultron, he made $10 million.
Whoa!
So imagine Avengers. He said
and
he
put
got
up all the money for Dr. Horrible.
For Dr. Horrible, he put up all of his own money.
And he had it with Netflix for 4 years.
2010 to 2014 is when it was off Netflix.
Oh, and that must have been like. Ooh.
And DVD sales.
That was when Netflix wasn't making anything, so they were just dishing out cash for content.
Right.
Huh.
Right.
Made the entire film on basically a skeletal crew. Outside of Josh and his 2 brothers, I think they had like a 3-person crew.
I believe.
Plus, the cast.
Yeah.
What else? That might be it on that. That's definitely it on the awards that they won. Give me 1 minute here.
By the way, it seems like Joss Whedon basically just follows his brother around, does whatever he does.
You mean Jed follows Josh?
Yeah, sorry.
So he's composed Joss Whedon films. Did he work on the Avengers movies?
It looks like it. Whedon worked with his wife and brother, Joss.
Did he work on Toy Story?
Who am I on right now? We're on Jed. You want Jed or Joss?
Jed. I want to find out about Jed.
Jed.
I know about Joss, and he's
Doesn't look like he.
I'm not seeing Toy
credited
Story.
with too much.
Nope. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dollhouse.
Toy Story right there.
Oh yeah.
Toy Story. Alien
The Avengers.
Resurrection.
This man directed the Avengers.
That's Joss directed the Avengers and Much Ado About Nothing. He might have had a partial directing credit on it, but those are Joss Whedon movies.
Wait, which one are we talking about right now?
Joss, the Avengers, Much Ado About
Same
Nothing.
person.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue into what I was getting to next. Joss Whedon actually said what's the word I'm looking for? The feelings that he made making Dr. Horrible,
Mm-hmm.
gratification. That's the word I was looking for. The gratification of making
SAT word there.
the gratification. Well, this is actually a quote from him. The
Uh-huh.
gratification of making Dr. Horrible is what gave him the inspiration and the confidence to make 2012's Much Ado About Nothing,
Yeah.
which was shot in his own home.
Yeah, over the course of
Which
what,
I know
few
you're
days,
a fan.
right?
Yeah, over the course of a few
No,
days.
I'm not exactly a fan of that movie because I watched it one time and
And
to
the
be
one
honest, I
time you
don't
watched it was the
fully-
time we watched it together.
Sir, back up from the
Yeah,
mic.
Sorry.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I remember in that movie, there's one line that some dude that,
Well, Much Ado About Nothing Shakespeare play, right?
yeah, which is the movie's about nothing. His homie said something like, "I don't trust any man that wears a condom because that means he doesn't trust himself." I was like, "Whoa, that's a wild line to throw in there."
It's a wild line, especially if that's a Shakespeare line. That whole thing is in
I
Shakespearean,
don't know.
right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's straight out of the play or if that was that.
I mean, it might be to,
Were condoms around back then? Matt, were condoms around in Shakespeare time?
condoms around in the, 1800s Shakespeare? Oh, Emily would be so mad.
I think it's
Earlier than that, yeah. Who knows? Who cares? Shakespeare's dead. Guy did good work, but
Shakespeare died in
There
1616.
you go, so
Condoms
15.
weren't around until 1855. So that guy fucked raw. That's all
he
I got.
trusted himself, or he didn't fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, or it didn't
no,
fuck.
these guys were fucking, dude.
Yeah, that had to be.
These guys had to be fucking in the 1500s. Come on.
Or,
So-
yeah, no, they. Okay.
What?
In terms
Okay,
of
they had to. We still have people today. They were fucking.
yeah, people been fucking. Your grandmother fucked for you to get here.
Ah, yeah. All right. And for that, you're going on a 10-second mute.
Oh my god,
We put up a penalty timer.
this guy's got me in the box. Did you mute
Where
me?
we just get to shit on you.
There should
First
be a
off-
constant game going back and forth where when you get that 10-second penalty, like he could just go off and start rattling off
Yeah.
points. Like,
First off, hair, stupid. Secondly, great movie. You don't appreciate it.
ding.
Third,
What movie?
Dr. Horrible.
I did
No, I was
appreciate
playing.
Dr.
I was
Horrible.
playing.
Come
I was
on,
coming
now.
at you.
Oh, also,
Um,
fun fact: Neil Patrick Harris did his own stunts in the movie.
Neil Patrick Harris, a man of stunts, also a man of magic. He's a close-up magician.
Is he?
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
Yeah. There
Did
is-
he do any magic in like How I Met Your Mother? or something?
all of the characters in How I Met Your Mother have certain quirks that are the actual actor's quirk.
Hmm.
Like Jason Segel writes little jingles about everything
Oh,
in the movie, and he's actually like he composed the Muppet movie. He's an actual like writer, like
Really?
songwriter. Yeah.
look at that.
That was one of the reasons he wanted to leave before they finished the last season because he wanted to do the Muppet movie, which he wound up
Oh.
doing. He's a close-up Neil Patrick Harris, close-up magician who does plenty of close-up magic to pick up girls in How I Met Your Mother. And then there's a couple for the other two. I forget
Yeah.
what they were though.
right,
Not
let's-
relevant to this film.
Yeah, let's jump back into that. All right, so we learned about how it was released. I think I first saw this. I saw it in 11th grade.
What was
11th or
released? It was
12th,
released
or
in
12th
08.
grade.
It was released in 08, which would have put us in summer of 08. Would have put us going into our sophomore year.
Okay.
So if you saw it when you were in 11th grade,
11th or 12th grade, I think. Matt, do you remember if you were... Kelch put on this thing and then you were like, I don't want to watch it. Were you in Kelch's class though, or you just came to fuck around?
I think it happened twice. One
Okay,
time I was
okay.
fucking around for you guys, and the second time he was like, "Now you're in my class. You're supposed to watch it." And I was like, "Nah, I'm still gonna fuck around."
Okay, so my teacher back in high school in our like
shout out Kelch.
advertising design, whatever, like media class, was awesome and showed us this movie. You go into it thinking like me anyway. I went into it thinking like I don't like musicals. I don't want to fucking watch this thing. And then the jokes come, it starts hitting, and you're like, oh, this is
I instantly
this is
expected.
smarter than a musical.
Instantly expected greatness.
Yeah,
3 minutes in, I instantly expected to enjoy myself for the next 41 minutes or however long this thing runs for.
yeah.
Just right away, just from the way you see him sitting down in his getup, Just Neil throwing fireballs from the fucking start. Dude, that guy doesn't miss.
No.
Neil Patrick Harris doesn't miss. I don't care what you say. The guy's amazing. Anything he's in, I'm going to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, the jokes are great. Most of the song, I mean, the music tells a story, which is obviously the point of a musical, but not something that you necessarily expect to be so well written in something like this.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about these movies, especially things like this that are like real low budget, real like, you know, cheaply done, you got to take it for what it is. I think when you take it from that angle, taking it from what it is, it exceeds expectations.
Yeah. I want to know how this would play if it wasn't like Neil Patrick Harris. If it was just like random low-level actors and it was a real indie film and they didn't have the connections or anything.
I'm willing to bet we probably wouldn't be talking about it today.
No, I don't think I would have seen it. But like, I mean, I think that the script is so good that I really wonder if it could have done as well without Neil Patrick Harris. Not financially, but as a movie itself.
It probably would still work because like the writing is super strong. But there's just something about NPH, man.
Yeah.
There's just something. I mean, am I wrong?
Dude, how sick would it be if they remade this movie?
They remade
like
it right now with all the same
with
actors.
Yeah, but like real
how,
budget and like
yeah, like what
cool.
they did with Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh yeah.
Remake it 10-part Netflix series.
That's one we should do.
We need production credits on that Netflix if you pick that up.
Actually,
You want production credit on the idea of remaking a movie
Yeah.
that's already been made? Okay,
I just gave
I
you
was
the
just to make
idea,
sure.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Just
Fucking
making
pay
sure
me.
that's how that works.
Q pay me
Yep.
or give me a special thing.
Or just shout out the podcast. Give me fucking something.
Okay. What are some of your tidbits? How do we do this again? Do like a score. First time you've seen it or something.
Oh yeah, well this is definitely the first time that I saw it.
Yeah.
Reason I'd never seen it before because I never fucking heard of it until a few hours ago when I walked in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was like I said, exceeded expectations. I'm always going to be, and you said Neil Patrick Harris and Joss Whedon. I'm like, fire it up. Say no more, Chief.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be ready in 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. I enjoyed my time. I never once was checking the clock to see when this piece of shit was going to be over, which I find myself doing a lot. Not so much lately, but like from like 2014 to 2017, you find yourself a lot looking like, oh, it's only been an hour. This thing's an hour and 20 minutes longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I think that's been a problem like over the last decade in movies where not every movie needs to be 227.
Yeah.
Not every movie
everything's
needs to be
an
2
epic.
hours plus.
Yeah.
Some movies can be told in 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And this being 40, fast paced, breaks the fact that it breaks up, it's in 3 separate acts.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it, I don't know if that makes it feel like it's more faster paced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of in 3 separate vignettes. And if you were watching it live, it is 3 separate things. I wonder how it would play if you didn't watch it as one 40-minute movie.
Like
I wonder how it would play if you watched it on July 15th and then you watched Act 2 on the 17th and then you watched Act 3 on the 19th.
I think it would play really well. I think that was a smart decision to make. Because if you just released it as a 40-minute movie, then it would be like, you're not going to get nearly as many eyeballs on it.
Yeah, because
Just the idea of committing to
does a 40-minute
that,
movie
like-
work?
Yeah.
Is it considered a feature? What do you consider a feature?
A
Like, what do they
feature
consider a feature?
Isn't it like over 75 minutes or something?
Stand by.
I figured at least one of you with all this schooling would just know.
40 minutes is a short film.
Oh, by the way, everyone knows Matt and Gage and Emily's deal already. Matt, TV radio degree from Oswego University, currently in the camera union.
Local 600, baby.
There you go. Just so everyone knows, a little tidbit about Matt. I'm
Feature
still
film.
the only one to ever speak on this podcast with no film industry credits. So
That's what makes you the most special.
let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Feature film runs for more than 40 minutes.
Oh, technically got it then. It ran at
While
like
the
41.
Screen Actors Guild asserts that a feature running time is 75 minutes or longer.
So the ultimate stick it to the man. We wrote it and made it during the Screen Actors Guild writer's strike. Made it
No,
just
just the writer's strike? Or is
the
both?
Screen Actors Guild writer's strike is
Oh,
what
okay.
I read.
He needs some milk.
Sorry.
What the fuck was that?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is that guy? So 40 minutes technically makes it a feature. This runtime was 41 and change, I believe. But still
Not by my standard.
significantly under, and not by the SAG standard either. But it's not a feature film. It's a 3-part web series.
Yeah.
Technically, this is three
Speaking of
13 or so minute episodes.
Speaking of SAG, making a lot of people upset these days. A lot of people unhappy with SAG.
I'm not plugged into why people are upset with SAG.
Recently made like TikTok and Instagram stars eligible to be SAG. So
Interesting.
now actors are like, this fucking
Real
dilutes-
actors
Yeah,
who
they're
have
like,
been.
this dilutes the craft.
Yeah,
I don't even get health insurance.
that's a little absurd.
Yeah.
They're mostly no talent pieces of garbage on these apps. I mean, you come across a couple of really talented people who would have otherwise never been found. But
Those are
let's
the
just
ones.
call it what it is.
Those are the ones that
There's
they're
plenty.
doing.
Like, you know how mad it makes me almost on a daily basis. Every day I wake up knowing that Addison Rae and Charlie D'Amelio are millionaires.
This
They're-
would have been the perfect time for the soundboard. I blew my
They do
opportunity.
fucking nothing, dude.
Mhm.
Even to the point she has like a sponsorship deal with Dunkin' Donuts now where they have their own Dunkin' Donuts drink called the Charlie. You know what it is? It's a it's like a regular medium cold latte with an extra pump of caramel.
Charlie. Wait, are you talking about the blonde?
The little 16-year-old girl, Charlie D'Amelio, 17 now, I
No,
think.
I don't know.
No, she's not blonde. But she's she started TikTok 2 Junes ago and was the number one follower, had the number one following on TikTok after being on the app for like 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Super famous, wild. Drives me insane that she's rich, but
No. Now she's in SAG and rich. Or maybe not. Maybe she's like, fuck you on
maybe
you
she's
need
not.
me.
Maybe she's not in SAG. Yeah, I am the network.
Pull the Jay-Z at the Super Bowl.
How about
What's your
you?
rating?
We're
first
going.
time I saw it?
Yeah,
Oh, first time I saw it, yeah. Like
you're
I
just
said,
getting
that
into it. You're in
communication
high
desi-
school.
That
Yeah,
communication design class in like 2010 or something.
had to watch it.
I mean, I didn't have.
Not-
I didn't
not-
have to do anything
not
in
many
that
f-
class. It just I like sat down and watched it, and it was a good watch.
Not while we're on this. Not many films that you kind of have to sit through or either fuddle around on your phone with during class in high school that are like really good movies.
Mm-hmm.
Bang Bang You're Dead.
Bang Bang. No.
Bang Bang
no,
You're
I didn't see
Dead.
that. I
You
was
never
thinking
saw
'cause-
Bang Bang You're Dead?
No.
You know the one. You know what it is, right? It's like the Columbine deal.
Oh yes, I
Yeah,
did.
you watch it in health or something in high school.
Yeah, I feel like I watched that on the big screen, or maybe they just had something.
That was like an indie movie that wound up blowing. I'm sure it did like the
Uh-huh.
festival run before it blew up.
Yeah, what was the point
Bang-
of bringing that up?
Just not many movies you see that you're forced to watch in school that are really good films. Bang Bang You're
Oh
Dead.
well, I took a fucking film class, so we were watching like Up and
Right. I'm like for regular people I'm speaking
Yes.
about. You had at your senior year in high school 4 out of 8 periods a day were one class, right?
yes,
Yeah, I didn't have that.
just all focusing on this.
So my point was Bang Bang
Married to
You're
the
Dead,
Game.
good film. We should do that one day, but that's not today. So your first time in this class, how'd you think of it when you were watching it first time?
I thought I was a kid and I didn't like sing-alongs, and then this completely changed my mind about sing-alongs, like or musicals or whatever.
Like a good musical, dude. Musicals are
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, now I do. I don't think I gave a shit before that. It was
Well,
like
when you're a
Grease and
teenage,
go fuck your mother.
what
you know?
teenage boy wants to fucking admit that they like sing-alongs? But it's like, listen, the fact is, Guys and Dolls is a good play. You know,
I haven't seen Guys.
You
Although
you never
I
seen,
liked-
bro.
I
You gotta
liked
watch
Making Fun of West Side Story.
the Brando Sinatra version.
There's a Brando Sinatra.
Brando and Sinatra. Yeah, it's a
Ah.
movie. Guys and
Oh.
Dolls. Yep, phenomenal.
So I remember I liked Grease. Always liked Grease since I was a kid, and I liked Making Fun of West Side Story, and that was it. And then I saw this, and I was like, oh, okay, so this it could be cool.
Greatest
Funny.
Showman, yes or no?
I haven't seen it. I was like about to watch it,
If
and
you
then a
have a
friend was
newfound-
like, and
If you have a newfound appreciation of musicals, check that one out.
Yeah?
Greatest Showman's a good one.
the
Hugh
first
Jackman,
person to recommend that. To
Hugh
me.
Jackman, mega talented. Well, when it was coming out, Emily wanted to see it.
It's not a
so-
newfound like for musicals. I mean, it's been like half my life now that I like musicals.
Okay, well,
But-
give the Greatest Showman a
La
try.
La
dude.
Land, excellent
La
fucking
La
movie.
Land, good one. Musicals are good, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you liked it.
Indeed.
High school seeing this movie turned you around on a whole genre, possibly.
Yeah.
And how did
And
you?
not only that, but it was an important fucking lesson in turning me around on indie films and no budget films. That's probably the most important thing because I still like, I don't know, I've probably seen this like 5 times now. And it was just my first lesson of like, you don't need a big budget to make something good. You don't need these resources that you're constantly kicking yourself in the ass for not having to make something that's entertaining that people want to see. I wouldn't say it necessarily as a good message. It's a pretty shallow message, but
The message of this movie?
yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. What is the message of this movie?
It's kind of like, well, let's talk about the story here. He starts off really wanting two things. He wants his career to advance, but his career makes him a dick, and he wants this girl. And it was kind of like you can only choose one or the other, right?
So is the lesson of this movie you can't have your cake and eat it too? Is it as simple as that?
This is a good point.
Right? I mean, it's kind of the good old you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Because he wants to have this girl and he just wants to be nice, little, quiet, stammering Billy. But then he also wants to be Dr. Horrible, who has the PhD in horribleness.
Indeed.
And he wants to steal the flunonium, or I forget what's it called, the
Plutonium?
wonder flunium or something.
Yeah.
To power his freeze ray gun.
He also talks about putting
Because he
poison
wants
in
to
the water,
join the
man.
evil league of evil, which I mean I understand.
Yeah, well, he wants to achieve greatness, but he wants this girl who is the complete opposite of everything that he wants. So maybe he just wrapped himself up too deep in this idea of who he was supposed to be that he didn't actually give his heart a chance to make a life that he wanted. But then he's got the man constantly pushing him down, saying, "You're not good enough. You suck. This is who you are." And that's Captain Hammer.
You're just
You're just Dr. Horrible, and you'll never be any better than that. So, I mean, it's a real... I mean, it's the same theme as Kiss Kiss, or Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, whatever.
Bang Bang You're Dead.
Yeah, that one.
Is it the same theme?
I don't
of
know.
Bang Bang. I don't know if it's the same theme as Bang Bang You're Dead. Bang Bang You're Dead is like a fictional retelling of Columbine in a way.
Yeah,
It's
but what
the-
were those kids mad about? That the overall oppression of society and how...
Oh, good for you for being able to pull back that far. I can't. The last time I saw Bang Bang You're Dead was probably 2012.
Mm-hmm.
No way I'm pulling back that far.
All right.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a different podcast. But I mean, the theme of the movie is that he wants to have everything.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to have it all. And he's not super great at any of it.
Yeah.
And he needs to find ways to be his best version of himself. And his best version of himself would be getting the girl Penny, who he's been kind of quietly stalking for, as far as we know, at least a few weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And getting into the evil league of evil and getting approval from Bad Horse. And now, or is that to say you could really, really, really break this down and be like, well, how did he get here to begin with? Is he seeking approval because his dad was never around? Or, you could get into the background of that character forever, but just working with what we know here, he's seeking for the approval and he wants to get the girl and he wants to do them both. And thus far in his life, he's been thwarted by doing it. He hasn't tried yet with the girl, because so far every attempt at being evil hasn't worked out for him. And who's he thwarted by? Captain Hammer, right? So now he finally, by chance, has to talk to this girl. And he finally thinks he's going to get his opportunity, signs the fucking petition for the homeless shelter, thinks he's going to get the opportunity to talk to her. And then, just like every other advance in his life, thwarted again by who?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Captain Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Captain Hammer, who do you think Captain Hammer represents?
The man.
The man.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting about that is that him and her both want the same thing. And they say that at one point where he's, about to rob that van, and then she's trying to get him to sign the petition for the building. And he's like, you have to cut off the head. You need to take the power and put it in different hands. And that's his whole goal, is to completely disrupt humanity in an evil way and kind of overthrow the powers that be, and then put them in different hands
Because
to make the
good
world
people
different.
aren't actually that good.
Exactly. But he says that to her and she goes, well, I could get behind that. And she's also trying to do that same thing, is just make humanity better, but she's taking a different route to it.
Well, it's like the Thanos argument, right? Which is the theory of why Thanos is the perfect villain, because in Thanos' mind, he's the hero.
Yeah.
Because he's causing all of this devastation for an ultimate end goal of world peace.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's an argument on matters of how you get there, because she wants the world to be a better place, but she wants to do it the right way and good. He wants to make the world a better place from his point of view.
Yeah.
By the good, those good hands are his.
Yeah.
You know, like he wants to take it fucking with an iron fist.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of the phrase I was looking for there. Where she just wants everyone to be a better place because everybody's good. So it's in, the ultimate conflict of good and evil, common goal.
Yeah.
Different methodologies of getting there. And you could argue that he ultimately gets there, right? But at what was it worth it?
Well, he
What
doesn't
cost?
necessarily get there. He just gets to the next step of heading there. But in getting there, yeah, there's some friendly fire.
The whole goal of the movie is set up with his blog.
Well, he ends up
style that he wants to get into the Evil League of Evil, and him walking into that back room with Bad Horse and that other comical cast of supposed
Dead
bad
Bowie
guys.
and fake Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, as he looks to the camera and the door shuts and we pan out.
Yeah.
That's him making the league, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way. So you do see it come to fruition, start to finish, goal laid out, goal achieved. Problem is we lost Penny in the process.
Yeah, but the ultimate goal of overthrowing the powers that be was not quite achieved at the end of the movie, and that's fine. It doesn't need to fucking take you all the way and see if he ever kills the president or whatever. But
can I be honest with you? That
What?
whole scene leading into him walking into that back room and he's joining the Evil League of Evil, I expected him to either they were going to shut the doors and then reopen them and all the bodies are down and he's in there alone, or we leave the doors open and he just kills everybody and now he is the evil. That's how I thought we were going with it, and that would have been a better way to go about it.
Oh, you hear that? My bad. Yeah.
Because then you show him I am the Evil League of Evil. It's just him. But I don't think that's the point they wanted. I think they wanted to just show that, like, you got
into his club.
You kind of got what you wanted, but was it worth it? And you never. This was supposed to bring you happiness, but the ironic part of it is that you'll never be happy.
Yeah.
Because you ultimately indirectly caused the death of the only thing you ever really wanted, true love.
Yeah. And essentially a colleague in this fight.
Seems like a silly, stupid movie on the outside, but actually, there's a lot to this.
And he killed a colleague in this struggle for, bringing the power back to the people. Because you just killed one of your soldiers. She was going to do the same thing you wanted to do.
And now the argument here too is that technically, Captain Hammer killed her. He's trying to tell him not to shoot the gun, because if you pick up on it, when he has the gun, after he gets punched off of him, the gun hits the ground and it short circuits. You can see the lights short out and it makes a sound. And then he's pointing the gun at him and he says, "Oh, is this one going to work this time?" And he's trying to tell him, "No, don't do it." And Captain Hammer says, "I'm not listening to your warnings this time. I'm not falling for it." Presses the trigger, gun explodes. Shrapnel from the gun is what kills Penny. So he was trying to stop it, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
So ultimately, again, thwarted by Captain Hammer.
Indeed.
First, Captain Hammer takes the girl. Then he brings the girl to Hammertown, so to speak.
Shows her the hammer cycle.
Yeah. And showing her the hammer, and it's not these.
It's not the fists.
And then he kills her. And then he spends the rest of his life in therapy.
We didn't even talk about the rating of this movie, and it already went up in my head, just based on.
That's the second time I've done
here.
this for you, right? Second time I talked you into the re-up.
Yeah.
What was the last movie we did that I talked you
I
up?
don't remember.
Wonder Woman. No. Wonder Woman was not good. What'd I give that? A 1.2 or something?
Yeah, you gave it a real low score.
Wonder Woman 2 sucked.
We did Black Dynamite. We did Gangs. We did
Scott Pilgrim. Was it Scott Pilgrim I talked you up on?
I was already pretty high on Scott Pilgrim.
What was the fourth
I think
movie?
I did go up on Black Dynamite.
What was the fourth movie we did?
Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. Anywho, what?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go now. See, I'm gonna score this as fairly as I possibly can, without putting it in its own category, because it's not a full length film. So this number has to compete with every other movie we've done so far. So for that reason, it can't break a 7. I'm gonna go 6-8.
Why can't it compete with any other movie?
No, it has to compete with all the other movies. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So for the fact that we're all judging it on the same scale, I can't give Gangs a low 8, and then give this movie something in the 7s. I won't do it.
I see
So
what you're
I'm
saying.
giving it a 6-8, and I'm sticking there. Because when you take it at face value for what it is, a 3-part web series that was really well done on not a lot of money, you could argue that this is a fucking 10 out of 10. You can make an argument that for what this was and for what it was intended to be, they hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they made this movie the way they made it in 2007, and we're sitting here doing a podcast about it in 2021, says enough, right?
I think that is an argument for why it can be higher. Because now imagine Gangs of New York shot the same way this was shot.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it's
wouldn't work
hard to
whatsoever.
argue. That's why I'm saying it's hard to fucking make those arguments. You just have to grade them all. It's a movie. I watched it as a movie, even though it wasn't made to be a movie the same way Gangs was.
8 flat.
All right, 8 flat. Matt, what do you got?
7-2.
Matt's giving it a 7-2. All right, that's fair. I'm not going to argue either one of you on it. I already laid out my case for why it's a 6-8, and I'll leave it at a 6-8.
Fair enough.
Tough guy over here.
So what are the other aspects of this that we haven't touched on yet?
Well,
I
we
mean,
gotta-
there's like, what's up?
Where are we at, Matt?
35.
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Are you ready to experience the dark and macabre? Look no further than Tiger Pack Productions. Tiger Pack Productions, independent film company by our friends Emily and Vincent. They started back in 2018. They've done a few short films, The Attack and Flora's Daughter. Award-winning at dozens of festivals. This company's on the rise. They're just getting started. So why don't you guys give them a follow on their Instagram and Facebook at Tiger Pack Productions, and go to their website, www.tigerpackproductions.com, and see their entire catalog of products and what they offer. They're really cool people. You should check them out.
So fun fact, on the DVD of this movie, there's a warning with the FBI warning in the beginning that's from the Evil League of Evil, and it states, "This video disc is designated for evil purposes only, and any and all non-evil use will result in immediate self-hatred. Evil Rule of Evil 24B states that any and all infringements constitute an extreme offense with a maximum penalty of up to 5 nails driven into the offending skull and a $250,000 fire. Don't be a hero." What is a $250,000 fire?
Sure, it wasn't just meant to be fine.
It says fire.
I'm sure it's just a typo.
So, another fun fact. Neil Patrick Harris did all of his own stunts.
Good to know. I didn't know that. I didn't know Neil Patrick Harris did his own stunts.
Yeah, it was truly one of a kind. You don't really see that too often.
No, not these days. Not with pretty faces like that.
Tom Cruise, official badass.
Guy's a
My book.
loser.
Ah.
You're 3 inches taller than Tom Cruise.
Okay, so he's a loser?
I'm supposed to buy that he's a super action hero when he's 5'3"?
When did you find out that he was 5'3"?
I've known he's 5'3" my whole life. That's why I
Your
never.
whole life?
He's only 5'6".
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah, that's weird.
I know my friends. I don't know. How tall am I?
He's at least 5'7".
You're 6'1".
Yeah, just about.
Yeah,
Alright.
standing on a fucking chair.
Okay, calm down.
All right.
Best actor, got to be Neil, right?
It's Neil.
It's Neil.
All the way.
There's not a big cast to really even make this argument with.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone comes close to taking it from him. It's Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Neil makes this whole thing work largely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much more we have to talk about that. Anything else you want to speak on about Neil's performance?
No. It was just good. It's just good. The kid's in it.
Yeah, Neil. He's kind of like always Neil, but plays different ways to make a character, right? Like every character he plays is
Yeah.
pretty much a version of himself, just slightly different. Like there were pieces of Barney from How I Met Your Mother and pieces of Doogie Howser mixed in with some new quirks to make this character. That's at least how I found it. Maybe I'm just not able to strip Barney Stinson off of his face. But maybe it's a me thing. But that's how I feel about it. But that's fine. It works.
Yeah. He
And
like took.
you don't feel that way in serious roles like Gone Girl. Like I don't.
That's
I don't
Neil
feel like
Patrick
I'm
Harris right
watching.
there.
I don't feel like I'm watching Barney Stinson.
No, but Neil Patrick Harris also has some roles where it's like, oh, that's fucking Neil Patrick Harris. Well, maybe it's just Harold and Kumar, but I don't know. He's kind of created a thing for himself where when he comes on screen, he is himself. And then he has to get over the hump of trying to like convince you that he's a character. Which he did for me in Gone Girl. I was excited when I saw his face because I was like, oh shit, it's fucking
He did really, really well in Gone Girl, better than I thought. Because as soon as you see him, you're like, oh, it's Neil. He's going to do some Neil stuff. You know, like, he can do a little bit of Doogie Howser, a little bit of Barney, and move on. And that's not the case in Gone Girl. I was really, and I knew he could sing because I knew he was a stage actor. Mm-hmm. But that's the first time I've ever seen him do a musical.
So he plays this role where he's basically an aspiring actor in this fucking movie. You know, it's just instead of acting, it's being evil. And he lives in LA and he does these little blogs that few people watch. Actually, a good amount of people watch.
Enough people watch to get the LAPD in on it.
And he gets fan mail. And he gets a lot of hate mail.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just kind of knocked it out of the park. And then he's got some funny things like when Penny's singing the song and on a date, and he's pouring the fucking soup but missing it and just wearing the fake stash.
Yeah, he's good. He's funny. He gets it. Favorite scene, is that it? Or is it Everyone's a Hero? Everyone's a Hero is by far my favorite scene and song in this movie. Everyone's a Hero is a great scene. Holy shit, would that not fly today? No. Because even friggin' tards can be heroes. Yeah. Among other things. It's funny. It's comedy. It's good. Probably wouldn't fly so much today. But that was the funnest song, I think. The most fun song. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. There was that. What else is up there for best scene? I mean, I think it's that one far and away. Well, the scene I also like when he's talking about his plan with the ray gun. And then it just cuts right back to him in the same chair without the ray gun with the bruise or the chemical, and his face is all busted up and he's just sad. And it looks like he's gonna cry. He's like, "See you at the aftermath, peace." And then he comes back and he's like, "Well, I made a few mistakes, guys. Sorry, it didn't work out." Yeah, and then that's when his life flips and he's kind of cornered. Then it's like you have to kill somebody or we're gonna kill you. Yeah, you're either in or you're out at this point. So go assassinate someone or that's it. It's over. Not only, I mean, your life's over. Yeah, it's going to be all over for you. You're making it sound like they just won't let him into the league. I feel like there's higher stakes. I just said it's going to be all over for you. What's higher than that? You kill someone and they're going to kill you. That's what the Evil League of Evil told them. Yeah. A horse, nonetheless. Yeah, the bad horse. I would throw that last scene where he's just gone on to be successful at being horrible and winds up in the league at the end. That's up there for me for one of the better scenes, although nothing is going to top Everyone Can Be a Hero. So I think that one's my favorite scene. Your favorite scene as well? Heat check, I'm giving the three horse riders. I was going to say, messengers, it's kind of only between them and Moist. Them, Moist, I don't know who the mayor a little bit. I mean, I think it's them. It's, this is one of those movies there's only really 4 people acting in it. Everyone else is an extra for the most part. So it's hard, but I think those 3, it's got to be the messengers from the Bad Horse every time, with the letter and then with the phone calls. Yeah. That, because it changes. One of which is Jed. Oh, is it? Yeah. Didn't know that. Yeah. I don't know which one, but one of them is Jed. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. So that's my... the heat check. Jed gets my heat check. Jed gets the heat check? Jed gets the heat check. All right, I'll give it to Jed. Jed Whedon, congratulations. You're the first non-actor to get a heat check award on the Rewind. No, he was, he's one of the horse people. Voice acting. He was one of the horse people. Bad horse, bad horse, bad horse, bad horse. Right, yeah, all right, so fine. Mm-hmm. Fine, we'll count it as an actor. He's not an actor, guys. He's in the credits. Fight me, Jed. There's actually 2 roles in the credits. He's also Dead Bowie. Really? Yeah. That's how low budget it was. We gotta have all the producers. Or how quirky. Kristen Stewart Award for bad acting. Again, not many choices. It's either Fillion or Felicia Day. I like Fillion. You like him? I like Fillion. He's not really overacting though. You don't think he's really going for it? I think he is, but it might be Fillion. if we had to give one, I think it would be Nathan Fillion, Captain Hammer. Just
Yeah,
he's,
you know what? Just because
it's super over the top. It's super cheesy. It's like
what's her name again?
Felicia Day, Penny.
Yeah, so Penny, when he's done going on his rant about like cutting off the head of the fish, and then like it's about taking the power and overturning it. And she's like, "Well, I can get behind that." And then long pause and so this is about the building. And I think that delivery was enough to win me
Yeah,
over.
he doesn't have that same moment.
Yeah.
Like now, granted, the character's written to be cheesy and shitty, and like it's supposed to look like the
Yeah,
like,
but you could have
the
changed it
typical-
up. You could have.
But there's like certain things you listen. All of these characters are written to be cheesy and shitty.
Neil Patrick Harris
And
is
his character's cheesy, and he
super
still
cheesy.
does it.
Yeah.
Like he does it well. So, yeah, it's Nathan Fillion as Captain Hammer. I think that role. Now that role was funny. Now, imagine if Hader played that role.
Would he have to be beefy though?
I mean, this kind of movie, you could just put him in a foam muscle suit.
Or
like a
Pratt? What about Pratt?
Pratt would have been fat and not known.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you're
all right.
saying. Like Hader in 2008 was already in Hot Rod.
Yeah.
So Hader was already a guy at that point that could have. I just think the way he acts, the way he plays that character in Hot Rod,
Mhm.
like that whole shtick to him, to that that's what that character Captain Hammer was missing, right? The little bit of like, je ne sais quoi. I don't know what. If you've seen a Hot Rod, you know what I'm talking about. Like,
that little French term.
yeah,
That little
that
hair,
little
yeah.
I don't know what.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of just translated what was on the page onto the screen without much filter, I feel.
Yeah.
Just going in.
So it's him.
Yeah.
We can agree to that. It's him.
All right.
Um,
Good job, Jed.
Good job, Jed. Shout out to Jed for only being on the screen for about 37 seconds and taking the heat. That's a heat check.
Yeah.
That's a heat check if I ever seen one. It takes you under a minute of screen time to steal the show.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, Jed. I mean, again, composed the film. All the music was great. Jed really is the standout performer here, isn't he?
Yeah.
He gets
this
the Heat
movie
Check
would be
Award.
little without Jed.
He gets the Heat Check Award. He gets a fourth of the writing credits. Think he gets directing credit, or is that just Joss Whedon who gets
That's
directing
just
credit?
Joss. Can we look up Jed Whedon sexual allegations or something?
No, it's Joss Whedon who
I
has
know.
the
I just want to
sexual-
see if Jed's clean.
Before we fucking make
Before
him.
we hand him awards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep doing that.
No, I think he's clean.
No, Jed seems to be clean.
After a 15-second Google search, Jed Whedon is clean.
For now.
He just
All the
says-
Joss Whedon abuse. That's a headline. So it seems like his brother. Marital infidelity. You can't be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's all Joss and it's all heavily involving Justice League and then the Buffy the Vampire stuff.
Yeah, it's a real bummer.
So yeah, that's a bummer, but good on Jed. All of the music. We only talked about the one song, and only the one song. Everyone Could Be a Hero is the only one we talked about. But there's 14 tracks.
Laundromat, see you there.
There's 14 original tracks
Underwear
written
tumbling.
and composed
Come
by
on.
Jed.
Come
yeah,
on.
it's a murderer's row of good. I guess satire.
The movie?
Like satire musical to a degree.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
kinda
you
the
see a lot
same-
of typical musical tropes, but we're taking a very not serious angle on it and telling the story of Dr. Horrible.
Yeah, well, it was the same genre that like Cabin in the Woods is. It's just musical instead of horror. Playing on the tropes of
Oh,
the story
fair.
and
Yeah,
then
you lost me there for a
retelling it in
second.
different way.
Never seen Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, great
Yeah,
movie. We
yeah,
should
yeah.
do that sometime.
You know I'm not a horror guy. Look, get in the comments. Call
We
me a
should do it.
bitch. I don't like scary movies. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
What does that have to do with anything? It's
I
not
don't-
even a scary movie. It's just a good movie.
You're doing this thing that you have a way of doing where you try to talk me into something. You could sell ice to a polar bear. You fucking
All right.
maybe we will. We could throw it on the
Coming
list.
soon to a
Don't do
headphone
that.
near you. Cabin in the Woods. We could just jump into it now. Watch it.
No.
Talk while we're watching it.
Nah, dude.
Really get the experience.
Not a single chance.
All right.
I mean, that's it. Final thoughts? I'm sticking 6.8.
Yeah, I'm solid 8. I'll chill there. And now I was just gonna talk more about Joss being talented.
I mean, you could.
But-
I don't know if we need to, in
Yeah.
light of recent events.
But well, fuck all that. It's whatever. I just
It's got nothing
like,
to do
as
with the
far as
man's
work,
career.
Yeah, as far as the work goes on this, I don't know. It's kind of like
Look, let's just. I
it's
don't
good
think.
to see. It's good to see a short film and the kind of script like just take over. Because I mean, even the directing choices, like there wasn't that many. Like there wasn't really anything out of the box as far as that goes. You know, it was kind of just like let the actors do their thing. They had one shot where all of the in the laundromat when they're singing the song, and then all of the dryers open up and you see through them, and Penny's like in the foreground and then he's through all the glass
Mhm.
in the background, and that was neat. But there wasn't really anything else that seemed like a super creative
It's
decision to
really
me.
just a strong script.
Well, there was the horseman coming out behind.
It's a strong script with well composed music. All the songs hit,
Mhm.
and you're carried by Neil Patrick Harris. Neil Patrick Harris is Tom Brady. Like he's the Tom Brady of this movie. You put him out there, and it doesn't matter what else he's got. It's a strong game plan. It's a strong quarterback, and we're gonna fucking win the game.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the way that I see this movie going. Like you said, low budget. Perfect example that a low budget indie film can still be good if the script is good and the idea of the film itself is a solid film. Like perfect example of that.
Mhm.
That you don't need to make this $120 million blockbuster to make a good movie.
Mhm.
So I mean,
And it's also a lesson in minimal storytelling with a camera. Like there aren't that many cuts.
it's one camera, right?
Most
Is it-
movies are one camera, but it's not many cuts. It's not like we're
With one shot.
doing
That's
fast
really what I was going for.
montages
Yeah.
or like when Captain Hammer jumped onto the van and the first time you saw him, it was like a shot of his feet hitting the van, tilting up to his face, and then a wider shot of him on top of the van, and he's just kind of singing his song doing that, and that's about it. There's not all this like crazy action or movement going on. So
Yeah, and it worked. You don't need a lot
yeah,
to make it work.
tell the story, but have a good story to tell.
And it was. I enjoyed it. It was good. This isn't going to be the last Joss Whedon film that we speak on, regardless of what happens. So you're just going to have to get over that.
I just want to throw out there for whatever reason, it's not charging it now around 6%.
All right, that's fine. We were gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, that's fine. We're wrapping it up right now. That was Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog with me and Gage and producer Matt. And that's it. That's the rewind. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for listening to the show, whatever movie it was about. This is a generic pre-recorded outro, but we hope you had fun. We sure do. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
And the only prescription is more cowbell. We will not go quietly into the night.
Stay gold, pony boy.
I will not